Almost exactly 20 years ago to the day, President Clinton addressed the nation and tried his best to convince the country to support Hillary-Care. Conservatives viewed this as a radical liberal proposal to impose a federal government-directed solution. And many conservatives instead embraced a solution developed by a Wharton Business School professor named Mark Pauly and adopted by the Heritage Foundation. This solution relied on individuals to purchase private insurance called an individual mandate. 20 GOP senators co-sponsored a bill to bring us an individual mandate to buy private insurance, and private equity baron and GOP Governor Mitt Romney adopted the plan for his state. Let's call this Heritage Care. This plan was also embraced by a newly elected President Obama, striving to pass a bipartisan health reform bill. Funny, suddenly conservatives decided they didn't care so much for this conservative idea once it was introduced by President Obama. Actually, I've become a little bit confused about what exactly it means to be conservative. I thought conservatives were into making things more efficient, less onerous on business, free markets, and all that. Yet Republicans have had the chance to modify Obamacare to ease the burden on business, and instead they decided to pointlessly vote to repeal Obamacare. What are we up to now? Something like a bazillion times? That's odd. And I thought that conservatives were into local control, allowing folks at the state and local level to do what works for their citizens. Yet, a lot of Republican governors have opted to have the feds set up their exchanges rather than doing it themselves. Odd. This ad, though, by a Koch brothers-backed, allegedly conservative group really has me confused, though.
Okay, let's have a look.
Wow. Now, I want you to think about this. The GOP is saying to young people, we would like to have the government stick an unnecessary transvaginal probe in you if you want an abortion, but when it comes to health insurance, don't take any government help. Don't go to the state or federal government-operated insurance exchanges to buy private insurance. Stay away. Stay uninsured. Skip that pap smear. Skip that tetanus shot. Skip that prenatal care. Skip that cholesterol test. And if you die an agonizing and unnecessary death, one that could have been prevented by the health insurance reform that bears the president's name, at least you know your death will have not been in vain. You will have died to serve the noble and patriotic cause, not of conservatism, but of hurting this president and denying him a victory. In the words of the Wall Street Journal, the GOP is flying a kamikaze mission against this president and Obamacare. They are willing to destroy themselves and their political future. That they would also encourage young people to go uninsured and risk financial catastrophe and death from preventable disease means that they aren't just willing to sacrifice their own careers to hurt this president. They would sacrifice the lives of young people if it helped them score political points. That is not conservative. It is a national disgrace. Republicans, conservatives of conscience, if there was ever a time to take back your party from the forces of anarchy, chaos, insanity, and self-destruction, now is that time.